Hey, what's up? Welcome or welcome back. In this Jiu-Jitsu commentary, it's gonna get a little spicy. And today, I just got done Muay Thai training. It's a Saturday. I was supposed to have an MMA fight tonight, but you can't help if somebody says they want to fight, but then they don't want to fight you. So we're gonna do something a little different here. I'm gonna show you exactly some key timing and moments of when and why things happen. That way you can take this and apply these same principles to things that you want to do. And this can transcend across jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, judo, wrestling, and you can set up strikes doing this. So let's just hop into it so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, a key principle here is weight distribution. Do you see how I pulled her forward so her weight was forward? That way she couldn't take a step. If all of your opponents, wait, let me pause this for a second. If you have an opponent and you can get them weighted on a foot, they then can't move that foot because their weight is on it. This same pattern is also in Muay Thai, for example. When somebody is let's say somebody's trying to punch you in the face, right? Let's say they're throwing a jab, so their lead hand is coming at you. Where is their weight distributed if they're jabbing you in the face? Their front leg. So if their weight is on the front leg and they're basically standing on their front leg, their weight's distributed there, guess what they can't move? That front leg. So this same principle, like I use it, let's say to do like a front leg kick, like to kick their front leg when they jab because their weight's on it. And this same principle is in judo with sweeps. If somebody's going to put their weight on something, that's when you can sweep the leg out. And it's in every single takedown. Like the distribution of where their weight is pivotal. So think about that. Like if you want somebody in jiu-jitsu to get their weight into their toes, what do? You try to push them on their heels, because in jiu-jitsu, it is a physical fight. Like in a verbal fight, if I say yes, you say no. In a physical fight, if I push you back, you're gonna wanna come forward. So that is key, especially if you're a smaller player, because let them do the work, baby. Rest in the feminine. Let's move on. Now right here, this one is for Cecilia. Do you see how she has a perfect frame in my neck? That leg over escape that we have on the headlock series, you can use that leg over escape. It's in the advanced curriculum against me. So there's an escape for that, especially if you time it right when you hit the ground, you get the leg over, you can escape the Keisakatami position. So here she did a great job of regaining guard, and she did a very good job of getting guard, and there was one leg that if she would have inserted the butterfly guard, then she would have had full guard. She would have regained the full guard instead of a half guard. This little sweep right here, she tried to do our coach's sweep. So right now I have a north-south position, and basically whenever you have somebody in a north-south position, you basically want to think about like pinning their elbows or their shoulders to the ground, because they're going to be trying to escape by gaining momentum on either side and basically like ripping out their arm. So here I try to make sure both of their shoulders are to the ground, and you can spread. Do you see how I'm creating a wide base by keeping my legs spread apart like this, almost like in a sprawl position? That's also key. And then right here I transition to a north-south choke. So in a north-south choke, what you want to focus on here is you want to get your bicep to their far side carotid, and you're using your lat to compress their near side carotid to get that blood strangle. A lot of people just focus on squeezing the arms, but think about basically driving your lat in. All right, so here I'm trying to keep my legs away from her, and I do a cement mixer takedown that I learned from wrestling. All right, now here's a key concept to recognize for a triangle choke. Now the difference here is, do you see her far arm, the one that's framing my neck? The key thing here is if I can get my neck past her elbow line, then that sets me up to get an head and arm choke, aka arm triangle choke. So if you are the one trying to attack the head and arm, or aka arm triangle choke, then look to get your neckline basically past their elbow line towards their tricep. If you are on the receiving end of this, know that if they see how my head is past her elbow line, like she needs to get that back inside. So right now what she's focused on is she's focused on relieving the pressure from my shoulder, and that's basically how I set it up. If you see how my right shoulder is driving into her, oftentimes you can open up, create an opening for you to get this by creating that near side pressure. And when they respond to that, they forget about their far elbow. So two things here. When you are, especially if you are a smaller player, I remember when I was, like a white belt and getting into blue, actually no, when I was a white belt, I would want to do a technique, and I would basically try to force the technique to happen even if my partner wasn't giving me even if the opening wasn't there. Like, it's almost like I had it in my mind, so I wanted to make it happen instead of looking at what was in front of me and either setting up, making them react to create that opening for me, or watching to see if that opening is there. So one key tip so you can get more arm triangle chokes, both to get them and then to defend them, is the elbow line on the far arm. Look to get basically your neckline past that towards their tricep, and then use your head as a post against their shoulder in order to then get that. And then once you're there, basically think about your far side bicep driving into their far side artery, and their shoulder is going to be driving into their near side artery, and you basically want to get it as low as possible to the ground. That way you can get more finishes with the arm triangle choke. And conversely, if you find yourself always getting caught in something, one key thing is to ask, even ask the person who's doing it to you, like, hey, how come you keep on getting that finish? And Cecilia did that same thing to me. She was like, hey, how come, she was like, you arm triangle choked me a bunch. Like, how did that happen? Excellent question. It's that elbow line. And this is, the type of principle that can be applied. This is like a problem-solving technique, right? In engineering, we have the 5 whys. And you can drill down to root cause. Outside of the club, anything I will pause. So I go to my loaded tank, now that's open the trunk. I told you, I ain't never said this, 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 if you're not wrong, then why? Everything is alright. So we're gonna walk, alright, through the roads of creation. We the generation, tell me why. Try to break tribulation. Exodus, alright. Movement of your people, oh yeah, oh yeah. Alright. Exodus. I thing about jiu-jitsu and life is that there's literally always an answer. There's always a response, there's always an answer, there's always a solution, there's always something there, and there's always something new to be built, which is, you know, it's beautiful. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna edit this, and yeah, until next time, bye.
Take this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our goose. This shit way too big. When we pull up, give me the loot. What's off the Remy? Had a back